Welcome to HireYourAdjuster.com. My name is Curtis Hordge, a licensed and bonded public insurance adjuster. And today we have another special guest we have on the show we want you to really listen to. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome to Hire Your Own Adjuster. This is Curtis Hordge, a licensed and abundant public insurance adjuster. And today I have a special guest, Mr. Ches Bostick of ABBA Claim Services. Hey, Ches, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, Curtis. How are you?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you taking time out your busy Friday to, be on this show and talk about what you do for people and how you help people, man. So if you don't mind, tell me how you got into public adjusting.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. This is going to be fun. The way I got into public adjusting is a little bit different. It's a special circumstance. I had a good buddy that was got into public adjusting, and or actually got into adjusting. And I used to sell life insurance and mutual funds and all that, and I hated it. I couldn't stand it. Well, when he got into the adjusting world, I learned, how much he enjoyed it and all that. And so I had a little light bulb come on. You know what? I know a lot about construction. I know how to build stuff back. And that sounds pretty interesting to me. So I follow it up on that. And, he gave me some insight on how you get trained. This was back in 1997. Wow. So I learned how you get certified and, the State Farm thing and all that back then. And once I learned to be be an adjuster, I was off and running. I loved helping people. I loved giving them money is what I like doing.
Well, that's good, because you got some adjusters that will really try to work with the insured and try to kind of be as personal as they possibly can with them. But a lot of them just want to just treat them like it's another claim. But so
you know what? It's back then in '97 when I was doing all this. The world has changed. We paid claims back then. We had the ability to actually write checks and pay claims. And so I learned, and a light bulb went off in my head that, our job was to go out there and find the damage and pay those people for it and get their claim closed so they could move on down the road. And that's what I did. You didn't have to talk me into it to pay them what they had coming. I learned to do that early on.
Awesome. That's really awesome. So how did you make the transformation from being, I guess you were independent adjuster or staff adjuster?
I was an independent adjuster. Yeah. I started working State Farm and Allstate claims way back then for independent firms, Pilot and Worley and those guys. Now there's so many, it's hard to keep track of, but I was an independent adjuster. And then I learned about being a public adjuster back in the early 2000s. I was working Hurricanes Charlie and Jean and Francis, and have a really good buddy that I met out there, and we became good buddies. He was a public adjuster, and I kept meeting him on these files. And he was very knowledgeable. He's a little bit older than myself, had a little bit more experience. And I was kind of introduced to the public adjusting world through working with him on those Florida hurricane claims. And so it really turned out to be a cool experience. And that's what opened my eyes to public adjusting. And the thing about it is I really liked paying people money. I liked paying them and doing what, we were supposed to do as an independent adjuster. And as our industry changed, I learned, and now I do that as a public adjuster, which it feels now the same as it did back then, paying people what they had coming. But so we're just having to do it on the different side of the desk to help these people get paid, but they're getting paid.
Let me ask you a question. So basically you said the industry's changed. We know it's changed a lot since 1997. So basically, did you ever have a situation where as an independent adjuster, the carrier was not in agreement with what you felt needed to be paid on the claim? How did that go?
That's happened a lot, and we've experienced that as public adjusters working through, for example, where we've seen it the most prevalent is on the freeze claims in Dallas. When we have the freeze, we call it the snowpocalypse. The last few years, we've had a couple of good freezes. So on those, the adjusters are telling us, these independent and staff adjusters tell us, hey, we had an estimate for, $130,000 and ended up, once it got through approval, it ended up being 45,000. So we've seen that a lot as an independent adjuster. I didn't see that back then. I quit doing independent adjusting claims and working directly for the carrier back in 2005 during Hurricane Katrina. That's when it kind of went downhill, it feels like, or in that time frame, on how the carriers are paying claims. And since then, it's not been the same as it was way back in the early 2000s.
It's definitely been a fight.
Oh, it's insane. It's crazy.
It really is. And even worse since the Texas freeze, and also since COVID. A lot has changed, and it's constantly changing. So we see that all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, so tell me, how long have you been a public adjuster?
I first got my PA license in 2006. I was this is my 27th year. Started in 1997 as an independent adjuster.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I've been a public adjuster for 24 years. I didn't have the opportunity to be able to work on the insurance company side. I came straight from the property owner side. You know, as my dad taught me, I watched him all my life grow up and teach the business as much as I would learn until I got, eager to really learn it for real. But anyway, I saw him do it all my life. So he's still alive. He's 83, about to be 84 this month.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. Yeah, I know your dad is one of the pioneers in our state.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
So yeah, we're certainly appreciative for him.
And he can definitely attest to some of the things you said about back in the day when it was easy to just kind of just get the claim settled, work toward finding the damage, paying for the damage, and moving on. Now everything is being scrutinized. Have you noticed how the insurance companies are now scrutinizing the restoration companies' bills, pack outs, mitigation bills, all this type? Have you noticed that?
Absolutely. We were just talking about that this morning. I don't think you don't run across a mitigation company. You don't run across a mitigation invoice on hardly any claims at all anymore that, the insurance carriers are just beating them up, trying to get them to reduce those invoices and those estimates. So yeah, they do it. They work on them pretty hard. And these guys, the good contractors that write good tight estimates can normally, and they can substantiate what they're trying to charge, but some can't. So yeah, you got to pay attention to all that stuff and get it right. That's
right. That's something I've seen. I know a couple of restoration companies. I told those guys, hey guys, you better prepare because they're going to scrutinize your estimates now. Everything you turn in is going to be looked at on the microscope, and they're going to try to take out as much as they can. And you got to be willing to fight for what you actually did. I mean, it's just
keeping good records, keeping good records, and
definitely
keeping good notes. That helps.
Definitely. I wonder how Black in the Morning is coming out. They've always been high as far as their bills are concerned, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder how they're making out with their Belfort and guys like that,
I'm sure they've got relationships and people that they are continuously working with at the carriers, on the carrier side, that they can call and get these things settled. They just got to get to the right number. So
exactly.
I'm sure it's a vigorous thing for them.
So how long have you been a member of TAPIA?
Golly, I think it was maybe 10 years.
That's
awesome.
I think
it wasn't too long. We started our firm in 2013. So right around there somewhere. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And now you're going to be the incoming president of TAPIA coming in October, doing an October meeting in San Antonio, October 28th through the 30th.
That's right.
You'll be the incoming president, man. Congratulations, man. I mean, you've done a lot of hard work. I've seen you do a lot of great things, be a part of so many different things TAPIA is doing, and been, just a spokesperson in a lot of areas and everything. And so I'm grateful to have you be the next president, man.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a big year. I know this 2025 is our legislative year, and man, we've had some great success. Like everybody knows, with the anti-PA endorsement in 23, we got that out. Yes. Working on the one that didn't quite make it across the finish line with the arbitration stuff up in New York. So we hope to get that done. We hope to get that done this coming year. Man, we've got a lot of great people that are helping us. Great attorneys. We've got great lobbyists. Jake does an incredible job, and Mr. Beneke and the people that are working on the legislative committee for TAPIA are incredible. We've got, we're just really fortunate. We've got a lot of great people on the board, great people in our membership. We're growing more and more than we ever have. We're more members than we've ever had. So everything is looking up. Everything is all is well, for sure.
I've said it once and I've said it again, man, that everybody that's a public adjuster, you need to be a part of TAPIA, whether indirectly or directly. Support them financially, because TAPIA is on the front line fighting to preserve your job. If you're doing public adjusting in Texas, and we're leading the cause, we're getting things passed that it's working to our benefit to help us better serve the property owners. And so I'm just grateful for what TAPIA is doing and what it has done and what it continues to do. It's just, I can't say enough about it. I mean, I want people to understand that TAPIA, we are the ones that have the respect for TDI. They let us know what's going on. If some come with our name on it, with public adjusting, they want to let us know, how we feel about this, and is violating any of our rights or excluding us from doing this business. Then we have a great lobbyist, like I say, down in Austin, that lobbies for us to make sure we don't get anything passed that could prohibit us from doing our job. And that's very, very important. So, like I say, without knowing it, the people that are not a part of TAPIA, if you're doing public adjusting, TAPIA is working for you. And if you're not a part of it, then, you're just getting it free. Wow.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wish that we could figure out a way. I wish everybody knew about TAPIA, because I know that they just don't understand a lot. I mean, if we could just have 15 minutes with them to tell them what's going on, and the great things that we're doing for our industry, and whether they end up joining TAPIA or not, we're still going to fight for our industry and fight for them. They'll get the benefits of what we're doing, but we'd certainly like to have the opportunity to to visit with all those people and tell them what's going on, give them the opportunity to come and see who, and network with the people that we've got. Lots of great knowledge, lots of great experience here. So especially the new public adjusters should come and meet everyone.
Exactly. And ask questions. Go here. All the adjusters, the public adjusters in TAPIA are very teachable. You can call these guys on a cell phone. You got a question about a claim or something you never dealt with before. These guys are here to answer those questions. That's what I always loved about it. You always give us the help. If we need something, these guys are available to help you, find out what you need to know.
That's right. So, everybody has a mentor, and everybody needs a mentor. I mean, I have one doing this 27 years. So
that's awesome.
You always need somebody that you can run ideas by.
Standing on the shoulders of giants, as they call it.
That's right. That's exactly.
Let me ask you a question. What are some any ideas about when you become president of TAPIA? Like, what do you feel that'll be something you want to try to pursue, or something you want to try to accomplish while you're president of TAPIA? And this is a 1-year tenure, but what do you think you want to see happen under your?
I know one of the most important things that we have is that we want to really have communication with the contracting groups, RCAT, the Roofing Contractors Association of Texas and North Texas. We want to have good open communication with those guys, and just build our industry. Education for our industry. Really educate the contractors on what we can do and how we can do it, and the professionalism that we can offer. And I know that they can offer, and we're really looking forward to working hard at working with contractors. And so that's always an important thing. So that's one of the main things, I think.
And I think when we had tried that back in the past, and we had some people that didn't quite agree with that because of the UPPA, on our unauthorized practice of public adjusting, standard. Some of the roofers, it felt like, that was a kind of a sticky situation, and we have some stuff going on with that. We talk about the Stonewater stuff. We'll get into that in another show. But basically, it's a situation to where it's sensitive to have us cross over together and work together. We need to work together. We can't do construction, and they can negotiate. So everybody have their job. So, we like to be able to do our job and let them do their job, and don't want to interfere with their job. And
that's right.
Roofers don't want to interfere with our job. But the thin line between, how do we set the tone to work together in the future and make sure that we're not crossing the line, but doing the service we need to do. We're getting the adjustment done, and they're getting the repairs done, and the claim is settled. And so that's something is there any opposition you feel like coming up in your tenure with that particular situation with the RCAT coming together with TAPIA, trying to work together? You think it'd be any type of opposition at all?
I don't think so at all. I think we're going to have great success working together with RCAT and coming up with Here's the bottom line, Curtis, is we've got to figure out, and I think we've come across something that will really help, but we've got to clear up the gray area between what can you do, what can you not do, that type of thing. That's what's always been the question and the thing that needed to be answered. So I think we've come up with ideas with the Stonewater thing. It's done. They say what they say, so we've got we're going to go with that. And we've also we've got other states that have UPPA laws, and so they are all fair. So we want to just take a little bit of knowledge from every state that we're talking about that have already gone through this, and then use some of that wording to come up with something that's very amenable to both sides. But the bottom line is we've got to clear up that gray area in the middle, and that is what can you do, what can you not do. And so if everybody's wondering, what we're talking about is when do you start affecting the settlement of a claim? So that's the deal here. What can you do? Where's the line? So I think we've come up with some pretty good answers. It's really simple if you think about it when you talk about negotiating claims and affecting the settlement. So I think really we're going to have great success. Contractors are eager to get this all done and get something out there that we can move forward with.
Let me ask you a question. Do you know any other states where roofers and public adjusters are working together effectively that you're aware of?
Well, I don't know if it's effectively or not, but the contractors and public adjusters in Illinois, it's just a different landscape up there. They can be a public adjuster and a contractor on the same claim, and hardly anywhere they're in the United States they don't normally let you do that, but up in Illinois they do. So I don't know that would be effectively working together, but I'm sure they find ways to work together.
I can imagine how that would look.
And so, but there's, I think anytime these states adapt to UPPA laws and all that stuff, just because the sheer, just misunderstanding and not knowing where it is that we have to stay to work together is part of the problem. So we want to clear that up and be able to work together, because man, it's going to be so much better. It is so much better working together, because we're for them and they're for us, and we want to help each other along the way and be one big force that's on the same page, on the same track.
Exactly. Ches Bostick, ABBA Claim Cert Consultants. I remember we was talking years ago. It was a few years ago, and I say ABBA, I like that. They should be. I know it's an old rock group called ABBA, but then I wanted to come with an acronym with that, and I sent you something a while back. I guess a few weeks ago. Did you like that?
Yeah, I like that. I told you that it was good. Now I've got to remember what it was.
It's always being the best at it.
That's right. Always being the best at it. That's right.
Our claim consultant, Mr. Ches Bostick. I want to thank you, man, for being on the show, man. Thank you for your time, and appreciate you taking time out of your busy Friday to spend some time on this show. I look forward to seeing you down in the conference too. I look forward to seeing you in the conference too, coming up in October 28th. That's going to be fun. In San Antonio. So we'll put more information out about that for people who can be a part of that. Come be a part of that. Awesome.
That sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Ches. Appreciate you, brother.
Take care, buddy.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. This is Curtis Hordge with National Adjustment Services, HireYouAnAdjuster.com. Thank you for listening to the show. I hope you got some out of it. We appreciate you. We ask you to keep it moving.